a message for our chosen people. I'm gonna start with the declare and decree. Bring a paper. Bring a paper. Give the Most High praise and your spirituality. And decree and declare. Write it down. I decree and declare. All demonic forces within my energy are destroyed in spirit and flesh. All demonic forces in my energy is destroyed in spirit and flesh. I decree and declare all curses of Deuteronomy over myself and my lineage are destroyed in spirit and flesh. Take that paper, go outside under the sky and burn it. And let's see what's going on with the chosen. And those demonic forces could be those opposition that want to prevent you from breaking the generational curses. If you have already broken these curses, then for others, maybe still working in taking that position and in their lineage, this will help you in the remembrance of your position and the purpose of breaking generational curses. So let's see what's going on. If you're confused about this declaration, destroy all curses and Deuteronomy, and in what I'm saying, you have to go and look in Deuteronomy 28 in the Bible. And this message, it's further back about curses in Deuteronomy and how it relates to, especially in the melanated community, how these curses has been placed on our lineage for a long time. And a lot of time you take them on because you accept them of being your fate. If someone told you this is your punishment because you did something or because you didn't do something. And so then this curse carries from one generation to the next and nobody breaks it because everyone says we have to accept it because that's what the biblical says. More clarity regards that. Write it on paper and burn it. I'll give you more clarity and we'll jump right into it. Listen. Clear cognizance is when able to know things without having previous knowledge through your spirit guide and higher self that are directly downloaded to you. It is a natural gift of knowing things, past, present, and future. This comes from spiritual downloads, things that you hear, things download to your spirit that something isn't right and you should go into a particular direction. And you know, whatever is the information, it can be ancient wisdom, it can be creative ideas, whatever it is, you have that natural gift of knowing. It is a shamanic. The card of shaman, it says like often you great struggle that you break free, awaken the truth to help others as a healer. And we're talking about generational curses connected to the curses in Deuteronomy. So in the natural shamans, you have a gift of healing and teaching people. And so with that gift, you are able with great struggles to break free from it. And you go through a lot. The struggle is real for the chosen people. We go through a lot. The testimony is usually full of situations that most people couldn't even imagine that Did you actually go through that traumatic? If you tell your testimony to strangers, they look at you. Did you really go through that? It's hard to believe and overwhelming. So this doesn't come like this when you break free from that struggle. And that, the fact that you overcome those things is what actually set you up to be a great teacher for others, healer for others. Teach them how to break free. Listen, warriors, spiritual warrior. This is the definition of a spiritual warrior. Not afraid to face conflict and challenges, while at the same time, you are committed to a path of goodwill and fairness. So your natural spiritual warrior and rebellion. So it says your rebellion mind is a force to remove the smoke screen which cloud the mind, and someone that who follows their own path and not path which is popular. And when you are rebelling and when you're doing things outside of the norm, stepping outside of the box, you're doing things that to the most of society at all of time, they say it's taboo. And that's when you have the natural to be warrior in the spiritual realm. You're automatically a warrior in spiritual realm, but important to that and just existed to be passive when it comes to your power. Because as a rebel, you will attract enemies. Your first enemy is gonna be the powers that are there because they don't want anybody to rebel against their system. And start while talking about the curses and Deuteronomy based on biblical text. If you are not following a specific way of doing things, then you're supposed to be accepting those curses being your fate. Or if you choose not to accept them, then you can accept the outright murder of a man called Jesus, right? And say, well, his blood sacrifice redeems me now. So you got two ways to go with it. Being bored with the blood sacrifice, or accept the curses, or not follow the rules that they laid it out for you in that text, and accept the curses as your fate, not just for you, but for your entire lineage. So out the way, they put you between a rock and a hard place when you took that path, when you know in your natural rebels, you're here to teach people a better way. You're here to break free. After going through a lot of heartache and traumas, to teach people to take a different path, a different route, a better way in a space of righteousness. You do it from space of righteousness, integrity, and honor, and that rebellious spirits attract your number one enemy, people in power, people, those pawns that are used by the power of their word to manipulate the circumstances and lower you back in. These are the gatekeepers, the shepherd, the one who's supposed to keep you in line. And so you have to be a spiritual warrior that comes with the territory of being a rebel against the system. You must be in your spiritual power and stand your ground and protect your energy at all cost. And you have the most time spiritual team is backing you always up when you do that, when you have that connection. If you lack that connection, then you could be a spiritual warrior all day long, and it's not gonna really have too much power behind it. It won't to power, because without being connected to the source any minion do spell work on you or witchcraft or moon ritual will knock you down. You need the source. And if you lack a connection in this way, won't be a rebel or be a warrior. It's gonna be never-ending battle. No. You can't say I'm a spiritual warrior, but you don't have a connection with the Most High. You gotta have a connection. Whenever an opposition pump his head against you, you ain't just gonna be backed off. You're gonna put the tower. Because you're walking in justice and righteousness. And to guide others, spirit guide for free. To heal others in the right path, to stand in their power. Natural earth angel, that's what's here to do. So earth angel, you go through whole lies and through whole Allah. And there will be a lot of traumas and pain and betrayals, and ultimately you have to overcome them all and see them in a different perspective. And you should have a double and triple stages of awakening, so you get downloaded with the knowledge and with the power and with the connection of the source to know yourself. Now I'm ready to fight this opposition, and I'm ready to guide others. Take your power back. You start calling judgment. You're just calling injustice. Yes, on behalf of yourself. That person did, I call judgment. That thing he came to me, I call judgment. That crossed my boundary, I call judgment. That lied at me, I call judgment. Yes. Going against societal norms, traditional belief system, going against what other will call the right thing to do. Actually ain't right at all. Many people will look at you like, okay, this person is just a mess in society or a minister in society. They might say you have no discipline, but you have more discipline than most people who's broken the face of earth, because you don't get to become a shaman. You don't get to step in your power as an earth angel. You don't become a spiritual warrior without having discipline. And so, of course, you will have people from behind the scenes who will naturally say that you don't have that connection to the Most High, because if you did, you would follow the trend. You will ride like everybody else. But you're here to show people a different way, because we are in new age and we can't keep on following the same routine and stand up underneath the same curses. And the rabbit fucking hole is so fucking deep that if you are a spiritual warrior, that empathic and care about the future generation, you will not sleep the nights unless you speak how deep that fucking dark rabbit hole goes, so other innocent people like you doesn't go in what you have went